Hey Donna,
Good morning. Hey, Craig. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Welcome, Laker fans, to the Purple Blood Lakers podcast for Laker fans by Laker fans. We're today talking about, I think it might be game 12
Mhm.
against the San Antonio Spurs. A win.
A win.
A win.
On the road.
Huh?
On the road.
A road win. Hey, meaning
Yes, love it.
against a team that's kind of on the rise. So it wasn't they're not pushovers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A
And they
lot of
got
young guns.
a lot of young guns, a singular talent. This guy,
Yep.
Castle and Vassell. Whoa. Yeah.
Yeah. They're going to be tough soon.
So I'll let you kick us off with your game summary.
This was a fun game. It was back and forth, and I think they shot over 53s. So it was like we would get leads for about 8 to 10 points, and then all of a sudden it was tied up because they get two or three threes in a row, and the game was back tight. So, but it was a fun game to watch. I really enjoyed the game. I wasn't sure if we were going to pull it out, but we got it done. And of course, Davis was the man again, 40 and 12.
40 points. They were 17 for 45 from three.
Yeah, nobody could guard him. Nobody. Wimby couldn't guard him. He's just unstoppable. But no Rui. I was really surprised. Rui messed up his ankle. So I guess in the game before against the Grizzlies, he got hurt or
Yeah, I
because he
don't know
was
what
out.
happened. Uh, I know that the previous injury, Jackson was in practice, but I didn't read up on Rui's injury. I was just as surprised as you in the game that he wasn't in there.
Yep. So they started Connect, our
And it
guy.
seems to have worked out for us.
Yep.
Connect 6 for 11, hit two threes out of four. The
Hmm.
three percentage on our team is something to be paying attention to.
Yep. Yep. We're
Uh,
doing good.
AD's over 40%. You know, Bron had that resurgence last year that seems to be continuing, and
Hmm.
Dalton has proven to be that dude.
Yep. Yep. Loving it.
Yeah,
You can plug him in anywhere, starting lineup, off the bench. He's ready to go. So excited about him.
yeah. Defensive lapses are not unique to Dalton. They happen on the Lakers.
Yep.
That's become part of our culture. Is just letting down on defense. We can play really good defense in spurts, but as we talked about in the very beginning, it's very hard to get any team to play,
Yep.
uh, you know, 4 quarters of tough D, except for these young athletic teams that have nothing better to do.
Yeah. But I love it. Then we only gave up 99 points. So
So
saying something.
when we got 50 2 or 3 nights ago,
Yep.
yeah. So he's hitting that three. He didn't hit it very well against us, thank goodness.
I know it. Love it. He's gonna
All
be
right.
special though.
So a couple things I noticed in the game. The Spurs came out really hot. And it was actually Christie and Vincent that got us back in the game. So we actually
Hmm.
had a Vincent sighting.
Yes.
And yeah, and Christie, I like the way, and this is talked about a lot. Um, he didn't play for 2 or 3 games,
Hmm.
and he came back in here ready. And
Ready.
he never complained. He just stayed ready. And
Hmm.
when we really, really needed him this game,
Hmm.
he came through big time.
It was big.
So we would have ended that first quarter down a lot were it not for those two. And then I think just like in the previous game in the fourth quarter, AD picked up in that game on Dalton's energy. Um, in this case, that he picked up on Christian Vincent's energy in that first quarter, and we ended at 31-30.
Yep.
Um, I like our innovative defense on Wimby. We kept having guards get up in Wimby, and I was
Yep.
thinking, what are we doing? And it was causing turnovers every
Yep.
time. So he hasn't figured out how to keep the ball up. Once he figures that out, forget about it for the league. He keeps
Yep.
swinging it down, and we were getting it every time.
Yep.
Um, and then we had a 10-point lead, and we lost it on LeBron James turnovers.
Yeah, bad turnover. I think he had six or something.
Yep, 6 or 7. But we got the lead. We got back into the game in our flow, and that's what I'm seeing as a sort of a growing theme in Lakers basketball is We used to get in trouble and revert to our bad habits. Now we get in trouble from our bad habits and revert to our flow.
Hmm.
That is encouraging.
Yes.
It does feel like we're starting to play like a well-coached team. Um, Castle in the mid-range, backdooring us. Christie finished the half with a shot and an assist, and I thought that was emblematic of the way he played all
Yeah,
night.
he was great.
Uh, we played horrible D after Connect missed a layup. Both Brown and Reeves just stood there while they got two shots and hit one from the corner, I think it was. And we were just really literally, no, I think they drove in and got a layup, but we were literally standing there, both Brown and Reeves. I almost
Yeah.
forget Brown at this point, but I was looking at Reeves like, what the heck? But we ended six down, 68-60. Um,
Yes.
are where we up? Because the next thing I wrote was they caught up on corner threes and Brian turnovers again. He missed two heat check threes, just coming down, launching. And what I don't like about those is, as he says, swing, swing. That way
Hmm.
everybody gets to touch the ball. And when he decides he's just gonna come down and launch a three, that's several more seconds when guys that need to feel it don't. Um,
But JJ encourages those come down threes. I heard him on the interview. He said those are the easiest threes to hit. Next to an offensive rebound, kick out. The second one was a walk up three. Not that Lebron should be doing that, but I remember him saying that.
well,
So,
I appreciate that because that helps me because I'm watching Brown. I'm
of
ready to trade him.
course, you're a
And,
hawk. You're a hawk
so
on LeBron. But he had a
yeah,
triple
so
double again.
hey,
I'll
what
take
am I
it.
going to complain about? But when his coach is saying he likes it, then that explains it. Um, I saw Davis become human in the middle of his 40-point outburst. He got his shot blocked by Wendy, and I saw
He did. I go, how did that happen?
his head went down, and I was a little hurt by that.
He was
And then,
pissed, probably.
and then it came back up, and he finished the game, beautifully. So
Yep.
so I see maturity in
Hmm.
AD's game that I haven't
Hmm.
seen before. He doesn't quit.
Yep.
I think he's starting to feel himself, and that's helpful to us because he's been
Hmm.
that dude for a long time. He told us that when he won the
Hmm.
championship in 20,
Right.
but at times he goes away.
And they're giving it to him regardless. I mean, they're kneeling in there to him. They are
Yeah,
pushing it in there to him, and so he has no choice but to try to make it happen. But I just
so
love the way he's playing this year because they're catching him on the move. He's not
yeah,
having to back people down. He's
yes,
coming on curls. He's coming down the lanes, pick and
yes,
pop, pick and roll. He's
yes,
on the move all the time, and he's hard to
yes.
stop on the move.
And it's using his strength. He's
Yes,
actually got speed. And he's actually mobile.
yes,
You know,
yep,
and so
yep,
so this is actually good. We had
yep.
a really bad fourth quarter. Again, Brown turnovers. Vassell was killing us. But it was
Yeah,
AD that kept
he's
us
gonna be
in
tough.
it. In fact, he blocked one of Vassell's shots. AR hit a three that we really, really needed. It was on a Christie drive. Christie driving to the hoop, not
Yes,
going up and getting his shot blocked, kicking it to the corner, swinging
yep.
to AR and a three. And then Castle and AD were kind of battling back and forth and a little bit from Wemby. And then finally Brown scored
Yep.
on in game in offense action. I was really happy to see that in the fourth, and we got the win. So it was kind of a gutsy win for a Laker team that hasn't been known for that sort of thing.
Mm-mm.
We tend to lose against teams that want to give us that kind of energy,
I
and
know
and
it.
we didn't lose this one. And
No, we stayed with it. It was like looked like they were having fun, but it looked like we ain't losing this game today. I don't care about these young guys coming out throwing up threes and Wimby here. We winning tonight.
it seemed
And
that
so,
way.
mhm,
And that's a positive development for
that's
the
positive. Yep, because that would have been a game we lost last year. All them threes they were throwing up and all the youth that was running around, they were running and gunning and they were really active. And so those are kinds of games we used to lose last year. So
and
I'm
those
happy to see us pull it out.
in today's NBA, you're going to have 30 of those games a year,
You are.
you
Yeah.
know. And so to be able to win them with our aging,
Hmm.
team, with smarts and discipline, it's very, very, very hopeful sign. We're still not a championship team.
No,
We're
we're
we're,
missing
we're
some pieces. I think we're missing a few pieces
yeah,
to be a championship team. But I'm liking the direction that we're going, and hopefully management will see and give us a piece here and there that we need. But I like what JJ's doing, what he has. I mean, he adopted this team, so he's taken and putting people in their areas where they can succeed. And I was so happy with Christie. Like you said, he hasn't played in 2 or 3 games, but he didn't pout. And he didn't come in and make those mistakes that he was making earlier, trying to get to the hoop. He penetrated, but he was kicking out and looking and knew what he was trying to do before he took off. So I was happy with him. And
Looks like he might have been coached, you know?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So he understood why he sat down for 2 days. And then Rui wasn't there, so he moved up in the lineup as well. So he delivered.
So our dog of the game, I'm gonna
Who
mention
you getting?
injuries. That's been a Laker player that has hurt us for 4 years now. But I have to take away from Bron's triple double and say we got to stop the turnovers. That was the worst thing about the game that threatened us. I think everybody else stepped up, including Gabe. Who's your dog?
Reddish, 19 minutes, zeros across the board.
Well, I he only played 19 minutes, but I thought he looked like maybe he got hurt.
Yeah. So
So
yeah, he was out
that's why
next
I
week.
didn't come after
He
him.
didn't
I
0
also
points. It's not gonna get it.
he
Zero
only,
rebounds,
he only took
nothing.
3 shots and yeah, I could see why you'd say that. He looked frustrated. He had a couple outbursts.
Yeah.
You know,
It was unusual because he's pretty calm and
he is.
no emotion for him to. So I guess maybe something was happening because he usually doesn't. He just goes along with the game. He never shows any expression. So, but
Well,
then he got hurt.
we might as well pile on him. I'm the turnovers almost cost us the game. That's why I wanted to say you can get a triple double, but let's see, let's protect the ball. But dog of the game, I'm going to go along with you. I'm going to change my vote. Cam didn't really bring it, but I think we know why.
Yeah.
What's your positive takeaway?
Christie.
Yeah,
Christie coming in and his number was called and he was ready to go. He looked more comfortable out there. He looked like he was intentional about what he was doing. He wasn't trying to do too much. He was in the flow of the game. He always plays great defense. But the offensive piece, I was happy with his 11 points. But just the way he was out there and the way he just looked comfortable. He didn't look like he was pressing. He didn't look like he was trying to create something that wasn't there. He just played well. And I think he was a good defender against those young guys because they have a lot of young athletic pieces that some of
yeah,
those guys, I didn't even know who they were. They were
yep,
interchangeable.
yep.
And so somebody like him to be able to guard one of them is really important. So I thought
It,
he was big.
it showed up in his plus minus. He had a 23, biggest
Yeah.
of the night, and that's a lot for a guy in his position with 29 minutes. So
Yep.
yeah, we'll go with that.
Yep.
Um, what are the NBA rumors that are going on?
There were some rumors about Giannis being traded from the Bucks, but we knew that wasn't going to be true. And they finally came out and said we are not trading Giannis. But they're struggling big time. I think they're 4-9 or something like that now. So they're really struggling over there. So, but that was a crazy rumor that came out because they're not trading him.
Yeah, they got a new coach, and all of a sudden everything went to hell. And that happened
That's
to the
what they
previous
get.
that happened to the previous place that coach went, and
Yep.
they got rid of their coach. I thought is there a scandal? Did the
I
guy
know.
what?
What happened? They were
Uh,
winning. I
I
just
don't
didn't
know.
get it.
Yeah, so these headstrong young black coaches don't get any leash, and that's why I'm really paying attention to how the media is treating JJ versus how they treated Ham.
Hmm.
But I'm still a Laker fan, and I see the Laker team making progress under JJ, regardless of what color he is, and I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
But I thought we made progress under Ham too. I mean, you don't throw out a Western Conference championship appearance. Uh,
We gave him a second year. It's just the
second year,
second year he regressed. I don't know if it was the players or
he
I
did
don't know what happened,
the
but
biggest decision we criticize him for. JJ is doing the exact same thing.
what I didn't criticize him for benching D'Lo. I criticize him for benching D'Lo, AR, and Rui were on the bench that year and starting Reddish, Prince. That's what I didn't like. And during those games, we won like two games. And to me, that turned the whole season upside down when he went with that. And I don't know. Everybody knew AR was going to come back slow because he had played with Youth Basketball USA. That happens. That was his first time playing, but he always plays hard. But he benched all three of them, and that's what I didn't understand. And they played for like 11 to 15 games with that lineup, and that lineup wasn't winning. I mean, it'd be different if he did it and that lineup was winning, but he just was stubborn about it to me. And he just was going to play that lineup regardless of what was going on, whether we were winning and losing. And then he didn't play Christie. I thought that was a detriment because I think Christie this year would have been really ready to go if he had got minutes last year. But I just thought he was stubborn. I thought he's old school. I didn't think he was up
Definitely old
with
school.
the times of today,
Mhm.
where you have to score the basketball today. You've got to shoot threes. You've got to, and I just felt he was coaching kind of old school basketball that wasn't going to be effective. And he was just, to me, he was just a kind of a stubborn guy. He just refused. He never admitted in post games that, yeah, maybe I should do this, or yeah, maybe that wasn't. He always blamed the guys. He never took, to me, any responsibility for some of the things that he did that we saw as fans. That I don't like coaches that don't take responsibility when they need to take responsibility. So
I think that the coaches don't take any shots and they don't set any screens and they don't do any cuts. And we did all of those things horribly. And that's on the players, in my opinion.
no, I think the coach has to take people out when they're not doing what they're supposed to. You're supposed to set up the schemes. You can't complain about who you don't have on your team. You have to coach who you have, and you have to coach them to their strengths. That's your job. Rotations, game plans, schemes, in-game adjustments. To me, that's where he always got out coached. He would come in with a game plan. If it wasn't working, he'd stick with it. He
Yeah,
couldn't make that adjustment to say, okay, this is not working. We need to try this or this. He just would stick to what he put out there, whether it was working or not. To me, he just couldn't make the adjustments, in-game adjustments. That's where you win or lose ball games. It's in-game adjustments because your little plan that you put together, everybody knows your plan. Everybody watches tape. Everybody scouts, so they already know what you're trying to do. How can you counter when they take that away? And I felt like that's where he needed to continue to develop. But when you're in LA, you got to win. Now maybe
yeah,
he
you
could
got
have
to
stayed
win.
on some other team
That's
and
all that
developed.
matters. At the end of
Yeah,
the day,
you got to
for
win.
JJ, if we're not, deep in
Winning.
the playoffs,
That's right. He has to do that as well. I mean, you have to win here. It's a different. It's not like Milwaukee. It's not like any of these other places. You got to win.
Philly, apparently you don't have to win in Philly either. But anyway,
They're trying.
uh,
They put a team together that I thought they were trying to win.
yeah, they
It's
put a
just
process together.
bodies haven't worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we'll see.
The choosing what's that guy? He's now in Detroit. And he's in Detroit. The guy that was I think it might have been a Clipper, and then he was with the Phillies. He was their number three guy.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. He's in Philly. He's in Detroit now. God, I can't think of his name. I see him. I know who you're talking about.
But they chose him over Jimmy Butler. And
Yes.
they're going to suffer a curse as a result of that decision for the rest of their existence.
But
That was
I haven't been happy with Jimmy Butler in the last 2 or 3 years. He's always hurt. Key
I'm
times.
talking
He's
about
never helping.
the decision at the time.
Yeah.
And as far as Miami, Jimmy got them to the finals twice when they had no business being in the finals. That's
Yeah.
because of Jimmy Butler. We ended up with Gabe Vincent on a $33 million contract.
That was a bad move. I'm wanting Dennis Schroeder back.
Yeah, watching him get his shot blocked brought back memories in that game against New York. Um, so
But
so we're a little bit off track, but it's relevant because there's one thing that JJ was doing in the beginning of the year that we've gone back to, and that is sort of freezing the ball on a what looks like an ISO, and then flashing somebody to the middle of the lane.
mm-hmm.
We're still doing it. We started doing it lackadaisically, like the players didn't believe it was going to happen because we got scouted. Now we're doing it with energy again, but we are scouted, and it's only working like 30% of the time. And the
Hmm.
rest of the time, we're getting turnovers on that pass because it's pretty provocative to tell somebody, here I am right in front of the rim, give me the ball. And
That's
teams
right.
don't like that. And so I haven't, you and I talked about this, and I haven't seen JJ make the adjustment. The league adjusted to that play, and we haven't done anything different. There were times when I wanted to see the second guy go through. Now
Mm.
that you're looking for it, okay, send the first guy through, draw the energy, and then suck that energy out, like a flush, and send somebody else right down the middle. And we're not doing that, but I wish we would.
Yeah.
Okay, so that brings us to what's the next game? Which is going to be
Against the Pelicans,
New
back
Orleans
to back.
Pelicans against. This is a trap game.
Yes.
Again, a bunch of athletes, a bunch of injuries. You go in there
Yep.
casually thinking that you're gonna just waltz through there. They have a losing record, and
Horrible.
but they have athletes,
They've
and
been cursed. They've been cursed ever since the AD trade. Cursed.
it seems that way.
Hmm.
Zion was a faulty pick. When you saw him bust his shoe open at Duke,
Should have known, huh?
should have known there's something weird about this guy's body that gravity and stuff just don't work the same with him that like they do with everybody else. And so
No, he hasn't been able
uh,
to stay healthy
he
one
just
season.
never been able to stay healthy for one
No,
single
it's
solid.
unfortunate because he's a talent, but just
Great,
hasn't been healthy.
yeah, and can't use him. So
Nope. So we'll see. We'll see how we do. We just got to play our game, move the ball, see what happens. AD should be able to dominate. They don't have anybody to guard him on that team, so he
move the
should be
ball and
able to eat.
move the
Hmm.
players. And why can't Wimby guard AD?
First of all, Wimby's too skinny to guard. He don't have none in his back pocket.
Finally, somebody AD can push around. This will be
Yeah,
fun.
he can block shots, but he's still you can't. I mean, he's not that player that can guard you back and down. Back if you back down on him, he's just not that. He's not there yet. His to me, I looked at his body this year, and he's gotten bigger up here, up top. But he's still, you can't back him down. But hey, I'll take him all day long. So
Let's
we'll
see what
see.
happens.
We'll we'll
Okay,
we'll win.
huh?
We're gonna get it done. I believe in this team. We're gonna figure out a way. Like we figured out a way tonight. It was ugly. But we figured out a way, and I think we'll figure out a way to beat the Pelicans because AD is going to be ready to go regardless. Yes, that's his old team. They're probably going to boo the heck out of him, but he'll be ready to go.
Another must win. Uh,
Must win.
and I'm imagining after this we should start looking at some really good teams because we've played a bunch of dogs lately to get our record back into second tier
Love it.
of the Western Conference. But I hope that especially Brian has been saving energy for the better teams because we can't play like we've been playing and win against even second tier teams in the West. There's just too much talent out there.
Yeah, but we're playing up to. We're figuring out ways to win, which that to me is a sign of a winning team. You're not going to have it every night. It's going to be different guys every night. But if you figure out ways to win that game, you just go on to the next one. You can't worry about who you're playing, whatever. You just got to win. You can't say, "Oh, we're playing this team tonight and we should throw them out by 20." It's not the case. You just have to play the game to win, and then you move on to the next one. And we'll be
Great
ready for
example.
those good teams.
Great example of not having it and pulling out a win. Game 7 versus Boston. Ron Artest, Kobe Bryant.
Yep,
That was a horrible game, and we won.
horrible, but we pulled it out.
Yeah,
Kobe had 15 rebounds. I mean, his
yeah,
shot wasn't going, and sometimes it happens like that, but you got to figure out other ways to help the team. And Pau Gasol was big, and then Ron Artest hit the big shot.
yep. Kobe gave me the ball.
Yes. Oh my God. I was so nervous when I saw Kobe pass that ball to him. I'm like, is he going to shoot? He's not going to shoot, is he? He's going to pass it right back. He's like, no, I'm taking this puppy and
That was
knocked it
oh,
down. So that
that
was
was
big.
his whole career. It made up
It
for everything.
was. It was oh my God. That was one of the best championships to me that we've won. Even though it was
Yeah,
ugly,
yeah.
it was both teams were tired. Nobody could hit shots. But to me, that was one of our best championship wins.
It was satisfying.
Yeah, it was, especially to beat Boston. Jeez.
Okay, Laker fans, this is the Purple Blood Lakers podcast. For Laker fans, by Laker fans. Let's see what happens in the next game against the New Orleans Pelicans. Go Lakers.
Go Lakers.